Hi Recovery Girls, I'm Kristin. Today I want to talk about one of the biggest monsters of recovery, and that is shame. Shame is something that I struggle with on an ongoing basis, and shame is that sense of worthlessness or there's something defective or wrong with me at the core of who I am. It's different from guilt. Guilt is, well, I did something wrong and I feel bad about what I did, whereas shame is there's something fundamentally wrong with me. And shame is at the core of all addiction, and it's definitely at the core of codependency as well. And even though I've been working my recovery program for years, I'll still see shame rear its ugly head. The other day, I was stuck in some thinking involving a decision about how I should move forward in my professional life. And as I talked about it with a good friend of mine, a recovery friend, I was able to realize that shame was at the core of why I was wrestling with this issue. And if I peel back the layers of many issues that I struggle with in my life, shame is below it almost every time. It's really interesting because one of the biggest things that started me seeing how much shame I had on a really deep level was when I started doing my 5th step and sharing my character defects with my sponsor. And you know what her biggest response was that I can remember? It was, "Me too." And when I started sharing these deep, dark secrets and things that I felt so badly about myself about, and she was like, "Yeah, I've struggled with that too," it made me realize, oh my gosh, maybe this is just my humanity instead of there being something really wrong with me. Children who grow up in families where there's addiction or a lot of rigidity or black and white rules almost always experience shame. And though my parents did the very best they could with what they had, they also grew up in an environment with addiction and black and white thinking. And so they passed on what they knew. And so I think one of my biggest goals in my recovery journey is to continue to recognize shame. And one of the best ways that I can do that is by talking and sharing my insides with somebody else. Just yesterday, I was sitting on my porch swing talking to Chanel about something that had happened to me in church yesterday morning, and I felt really embarrassed about it. It was something that, an experience I had that almost put me into a panic attack. And, you know, she just said to me, I don't think that's strange at all, Kristin. I think a lot of people have that feeling or experience that in reaction to what you experienced. And that, once again, just deflated some of that shame. So one of the best tools, I think, to combat shame is to let whatever it is that's bothering me or whatever I'm struggling with out into the light with safe recovery people who can validate and either say, "Me too," or "No, I don't think that's uncommon." Or they can help us have constructive tools towards growth if whatever we're struggling with is something that's really holding us back and we need to work on it. So I'm so thankful I don't have to be on this recovery journey alone. I'm thankful I'm on it with you.